Bye. My graph. So I made a really I decided to go short on Bitcoin from 6,300 because I thought it might fall to 5,800. But then the price went up like $400. So I just held it. And then once it neared my buy-in or my sell-off, I cut my losses to try and get a better position, but I told an insider who's an institutional investor. So they just scrapped my... So he just overrode that. And then I was asleep when it fell below 5,800, and I didn't set an alarm on my phone. So then I was like, okay, I'll just go. I wasn't really using much leverage. So at 54.70, I went double or nothing. And I got nothing. And I was like, okay, that's fine. It's just a liquidation. I can make it back. Now that I understand the market, I can adapt. I'll go short. And so I went short. I made some good trades, and I went short at the right price. And I was going to make up most of my losses. But then the server that showed the buys and sells, it lagged out, and I was scrolled onto the graph that shows the buys and the sells, and the graph doesn't show the price, wasn't updating, or it wasn't showing the price, it wasn't updating the numbers. And I'm like, okay, they're testing my sell, they're pushing the price up. Is it going to keep going up? This has to be a fake out. I'm just going to keep being short, because that's the correct move. This has to be a fake out. It has to be a fake out. And then like $380 later or something, $400 later, I'm like, how come my graph says how come my graph says people are buying it up? Why does the graph say people are buying it up? Only 3 million people buying it up. There's no resistance, the price is going up. But the server had actually disconnected without telling me. And it was not live data, it was old data. And so the actual graph would have been showing me $100 million in sells, but it was showing me $300 million in buys. So I'm like, I have to go with the market, I have to cut my losses. So I cut my losses, and overall I doubled. I halved my net worth again, because
price alert, note 0.00000051.
I sold at the very, 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 very top of the day. The daily top. Right at the top. The very top. Within $10 of the very top. Because my data wasn't live. And when I'm flipping between 4 different graphs, 5 different graphs, 6 different graphs, I'm flipping between like 6 different graphs here. And the one graph that's the most important. Okay, the 2 graphs that are the most important, one of them lags out. I have no way of telling. And and I'm like checking this graph, right? The last 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I've been checking this graph every day, and it's always been like every 30 seconds, every 10 seconds, every second it updates, and and then it just, then when I'm like, okay, this has to be a fake out, and I'm looking at the graph and it's not a fake out. And I'm like, no, I'm safe. This is the correct move. I have to stick with my correct move. The graph is saying, no, the bear market is over. It was the wrong graph. It was the wrong graph. I got disconnected. The server went offline. The server for CoinFarm went offline on November 20th, 2018. And I reversed my 5 times long... I reversed my 5 times short position from the right level because I trusted that I was looking at live data, because for the last week and a half it's been live data. Always live data, live data, live data. No indication that I'm disconnected. And you know the interesting thing? I was thinking of reversing my position, but the liquidation level was set to 40% instead of 80% because my exchange chooses where it is. And I'm thinking, as soon as I get liquidated, I'll reverse my position. I'll reverse my position. I never get liquidated, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'll just stick with this position, right? Because they're not liquidating me. I should have just liquidated myself and reversed my position, because they weren't liquidating me because we weren't at the bottom yet. They weren't being nice to the customers. It was because we weren't at the bottom yet. And so, before we hit the bottom, I do reverse my position. I'm like, okay, Bitcoin is dead today. The retailers are out. And I go short. I go short at a good level. Now what happened? Yeah, I get liquidated. Right. Right. There's a 2-hour stable level. And then, so for 2 hours the price is stable. I'm like, okay, now's a good time to buy in because there's a little dip in the price. So I'm buying in. Bitcoin should go up. Within 1 minute, price drops $400, and I get liquidated because I used up my equity. And then, this was all after I already lost half my Bitcoin from before, right? So, I'm thinking, do I go long or short, right? Because I've been making good trades, and then I'm like, okay, we're seeing a dip. Now I'll start the leverage. I'll go long. And I get liquidated. That was my fault. But then immediately after, I'm like, okay, the price can keep dropping here because the retailers aren't holding the levels they're supposed to, right? People are just looking to liquidation hunt, right? That's why I got liquidated. Is people are liquidation hunting. So I reversed my position, right? And I reversed my position at a very good level. No, I should have reversed my position a lot earlier. The first time before I even got liquidated, I should have just reversed my position, not wait for the 40% liquidation, because I believed in Bitcoin, right? I believed in Bitcoin. I believed in the 5,480 level. And once that broke, that was on me. I lost half my Bitcoin, it was on me. Because once 5,480 broke, I saw the downtrend. I saw the sells. And I should have cut my... I was thinking, right now I should cut my losses. But then I thought, no. It won't go below 5,000. So I don't gain anything by cutting my losses here. Because they could buy back at any point between 4,480 and 5,000. And I know for a fact it won't go below 5,000. I didn't think it would go below 5,800. It's definitely not going below 5,000. It went below 5,000. So then I finally reversed my positions. I go short because I realize, you know what? People are just liquidation hunting here. So then when they liquidation hunt upwards, as soon as I reverse my position, it was not. I had a better entry. I had a good entry. I had some good trades, and then the next time I decide to go short, it's like, because I wanted a good entry, right? I closed my trades. I had some good trades. Then I wanted a good re-entry. I get a good re-entry. I'm like, okay, I'm going short here, and it was the right decision. But then I lag out. No, I don't lag out. The server on CoinFarm lags out. I get disconnected, and it shows the $3 million buy when there's really a $100 million sell. And I'm looking at CoinFarm and I'm saying, this has to be a fake out. I'm looking at CoinFarm and I'm seeing 3 million on the buy, no shorts. But there was $100 million in shorts, and I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it because the server lagged out, and there was no way for me to know because I was zoomed in on the graph. So now I have nothing. Now I have like 8% of the net worth I had last month. 8%. You know how I started losing money? Because I went short at 6,300. I went short at 63.20. I went short in November. Start of November. 63.20. I went short. Then I pay like a whole bunch in fees. I lose 13% of my net worth in like fees and such from holding that position because I know it's going to dump. And I close my position I cut my losses at 63.44. And I try to get a better re-entry at 63.60. 63.60. Doesn't work because I fucking told an institutional investor. I fucking told my level. So immediately he just dumps. And the dump continues. I have to sleep sometimes. But I'm like, okay, it's not going to fall below 5,800, so I'll just set my buy-ins. The more it falls, the more I profit. It falls below 5,800. I wake up, it's at 5,500. I get liquidated. That was actually good for me. Because I only had like 20% of my equity and leverage. Right? I only had like 1.2, 1.3% leverage. Or I had like 1.3 times leverage. So I re-entered. Because I didn't know Litecoin wasn't collateral. So I sold the Litecoin, had a loss, and I re-enter at 54.60. Double or nothing. That level breaks, and I had the option. Do I reverse my position? And I'm like, no, I believe in Bitcoin. I believe in Bitcoin. What the price fall to today? 39.82. I like, when it fell below 5K, I'm like, okay, I guess Bitcoin's actually dead. When it fell below 5K, I started making good trades. And then, when I enter a good trade, all in, good trade, coin farm lags out. Tells me the opposite of what's happening. And I have no way of knowing. Unless I scroll up or down, I can't tell that it's not updating the chart. I'm zoomed in on the chart to see, okay, exactly how much are people buying? Exactly how much are people selling? 3 million on the buy? Okay, that means it's going up. It's still going up? Why is it still going up? I don't want to cut my losses here. I thought this was a fake out. If I were the hedge funds, I would do a fake out here. It was a fake out. Coin farm lied to me. The lagged out version of coin farm lied to me. Coin farm chose a good time to do a server update. No notification when you get disconnected, by the way. No notification when you get disconnected. It was even still showing some of the numbers updating, but the chart doesn't update. The chart doesn't update when the server disconnects. Maybe it's a different server for the chart. I don't know. Maybe just the chart server disconnected. So it's showing me 3 million on the buy when there's 100 million on the sell. So of course I reverse my shorts. I go long. Because clearly it's a bull market now. If we're jumping up 400 whatever, there was what, $440 million short in margin on BitMEX. When there's a $400 jump and all you see is 3 million on the buy and no resistance at all, no resistance to that sort of jump, then that means it's a bull market, right? And I'm looking, and it's going down. I reverse my positions, and it's going down, and I'm like, nope, still a bull market because Coin Farm says so. Coin Farm says so. Lagged out, Coin Farm. No, it was updating the price. Coin Farm was updating, just not the chart. Just not the one chart that I rely on to see the momentum. I'm looking at the BitMEX 30-minute price chart, the Coin Farm 1 minute margin chart, and it lags me out. It lags me out. Now I have nothing. I could have lived comfortably the next 8 or 9 years. Now I don't know how I'm going to pay for next month's rent. To be fair, it's my fault for not taking a stop loss below 5,480. I should have taken the stop loss. I should have. But I was like, no, it's not going to fall below 5,000. Fell below 5,000. I got licked. That was my fault. That was my fault. I was following advice from the best experts that I could find. But they changed their mind. They lie. So then I realized, oh, still a bear market. Still a bear market. Coin Farm tells me it's a bull market. Coin Farm tells me it's a bull market. I'm like, has to be a fake out. Coin Farm doesn't lie. Coin Farm doesn't lie. The graphs, the data doesn't lie. So I went with the data. I traded by the data. I took the... I've been trading carefully all month. I've been trading since June. And it was just 2 weeks ago that I started using leverage. 2 weeks ago. I'm like, okay, double or nothing. 5,480. I should have reversed my position. But I knew the bankers wanted to buy it up. Didn't know they wanted XRP to take over. I didn't think XRP could take over because XRP sucks. But I got nothing now. If you lose 50% in trades and you gain 50%, what do you have? Like 125? Or you have... If I lose 50% and then I gain 50%, I have 3/4 of what I started with. So you really don't want to lose money. So yeah, I should have... half my money that I lost, that's my fault. The other half... some of it's my fault. But my second biggest loss after the 5,480 level, my second biggest loss because the silver goes down. And you know what happens this morning? I wake up, alarm's ringing, right? I wake up. I don't know, I didn't even have the alarm. I just wake up to like a $900 drop, right? And it's like, what? It's below 5,800. And yeah, I'm like, okay, double or nothing. Double or nothing. I saw the dump, and I saw the dump start, and I'm like, this is a dump. But I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get liquidated. It's a dump, but I'm not going to get liquidated, so it's fine. I saved more money by holding on to my long, right? Because they won't liquidate me. They liquidated me. They liquidated me multiple times. But one of those times... They liquidated me once for like, what? 5% loss? And then I paid like a bunch in fees. I paid a bunch in fees November 1st because it was a pump instead of a dump. And then they liquidated me multiple times. And when I'm trying to make it back, and I'm like, yes, this is the entry, this is the entry, this is the entry! And it was! But, like I faked out, and Coin Farm says, it's not a fake out, bro. There's no cells. There's no cells, how can it be a fake out? There's 0 risk level. It's $100 million. $100 million. CoinFlow doesn't show me. Doesn't tell me that the server's offline. The numbers are updating. I have no way to know. Looking at the graph, numbers are updating. It's just the graph, not updating. If I had like perfect visual memory, yeah, I could have noticed, right? But I'm looking at 6 different charts, right? Thinking, am I going to get liquidated? Am I going to get liquidated? Is it a bull market now? No, it has to be a fake it. It has to be a fake it. It has to be a fake it. I'm under a lot of pressure, looking at 5 or 6 different graphs. And the server doesn't tell me it's like that. I think I'm looking at live data, like I've been looking at every single waking hour every single waking 15 minutes for the past week and a half. Live data. Up to date? Yeah, we're just gonna stop upgrading this graph. Cannot connect to server. Their server went offline, and there's no notification. Numbers keep updating, graph doesn't.